Revenge trading does not start with anger. It starts with hurt, a loss that feels unfair, a move that worked right after you exited, a setup that failed when you followed your rules. Something inside you tightens, not loudly, quietly, and the mind begins to argue with reality. This shouldn't have happened. I was right. I need to get it back. Revenge trading is not about making money back. It is about restoring emotional balance. That is why it is so dangerous. Because the market cannot give you emotional justice. It only responds to behavior. And behavior driven by hurt is never clean. Most traders think revenge trading means rage, slamming buttons, going all in. That does happen. But the most destructive revenge trading is calm, calculated, justified. I'll take one more, but smarter. I just need to recover this loss. I'm not emotional. I'm focused. That is revenge trading, wearing discipline's mask. Revenge trading begins the moment you stop accepting what already happened. The loss is over, but your mind refuses to let it end. So you carry it forward. You let it sit beside you. You let it whisper. And every decision after that is contaminated. To overcome revenge trading, you must understand this clearly. Revenge trading is not about the next trade. It is about the previous emotion. Until the emotion ends, trading must stop. Most traders ignore this. They believe discipline means continuing. It doesn't. Discipline sometimes means ending the day early. Revenge trading feeds on wounded identity. You feel challenged, questioned, undermined, not by the market, by the outcome. Losses can feel personal, like an attack on your ability, your intelligence, your progress. And when identity feels threatened, the mind seeks to defend itself. Defense looks like action. Action feels powerful, but it is empty power. Revenge trading is the mind saying, I refuse to feel this. And trading becomes the escape. To overcome revenge trading, you must allow yourself to feel the loss fully, not analyze it, not fix it. Feel it, disappointment, frustration, letdown. These emotions pass if they are allowed. They explode if they are suppressed. Revenge trading is suppression disguised as effort. Most traders do not want to sit with loss. Loss feels like failure, so they rush to replace it with a win. That replacement rarely comes cleanly. It comes through force. Force breaks discipline. Broken discipline multiplies losses, and one loss becomes many. Revenge trading is how a small loss becomes a large one, quietly, quickly, predictably. To overcome revenge trading, you must separate outcome from self-worth. A losing trade does not say anything about you. It says something about probability. Probability does not care who you are. Revenge trading happens when you believe the market owes you. It doesn't. The market owes no explanations, no fairness, no closure. It only offers opportunity when conditions align. Revenge trading ignores alignment. It demands payment, and demands are never met kindly here. Revenge trading also thrives on urgency. I need to fix this now. I can't end like this. That loss has to be answered. Urgency is the clearest signal to stop. Urgency is emotion taking control. To overcome revenge trading, you must treat urgency as a red light, not motivation. Red light means pause, not proceed. Revenge trading also grows when traders stay glued to the screen after a loss. You stare, you replay, you imagine alternatives, you watch price move without you. Each tick feeds frustration. Frustration demands action. Action becomes revenge. Distance is protection. Step away, physically, mentally. Distance cools emotion. Emotion cooled restores choice. Choice restores discipline. Revenge trading also happens when traders believe one trade defines the day, or the week, or themselves. It doesn't. One trade is noise. Behavior over time is signal. To overcome revenge trading, you must zoom out, not on the chart, in your thinking. This is a long journey. Single moments do not decide it. Revenge trading collapses when perspective expands. Revenge trading also feeds on the illusion of control. You feel like you can force balance back, but balance cannot be forced. It returns through stillness, through acceptance, through restraint. To overcome revenge trading, you must learn to end sessions unfinished, unresolved, imperfect. That discomfort trains maturity. Most traders cannot tolerate unfinished days, so they keep trading and keep bleeding. Revenge trading ends when you learn this truth. You do not need to feel good today to be successful long term. You need to protect behavior. Behavior is the only thing you control. Everything else is noise. Revenge trading rewires the brain through repetition. Each time you trade immediately after a painful loss, your mind learns a connection. Pain appears, action follows, relief comes briefly, and the brain stores that pattern. It doesn't care that the action caused more damage later. It only remembers the short-term relief. This is how revenge trading becomes automatic. The urge hits faster. The justification sounds smarter. The pause disappears. To overcome revenge trading, you must break this loop deliberately, not by fighting the urge, by delaying it. Delay weakens habit. Immediate action strengthens it. The moment you feel the urge to get it back, time becomes your ally. You do not need to decide anything right now. You need space. Even 5 minutes away from the screen changes the state of your mind. Revenge trading also thrives when traders internalize losses. This shouldn't happen to me. I know better than this. I was right. These thoughts personalize probability. Probability is impersonal. Sometimes the right decision loses. Sometimes the wrong one wins. Revenge trading comes from believing outcomes must match effort. They don't. To overcome revenge trading, you must accept randomness emotionally, not intellectually. You may understand randomness, but if you feel wronged by a loss, acceptance has not happened yet. Revenge trading also hides behind analysis. You convince yourself you are correcting an error, but you are correcting emotion. Analysis done under emotional pressure is not analysis. It is justification. To overcome revenge trading, analysis must be separated from execution. Execution ends. Emotion settles. Analysis happens later, not immediately. Revenge trading collapses when this separation is respected. Revenge trading also grows when traders stay mentally attached to money. You watch balance move. You calculate recovery. You think in terms of getting back to even. That attachment increases emotional weight. To overcome revenge trading, you must detach money from moment. Money matters over time, not over minutes. When money becomes the focus, emotion intensifies. When behavior becomes the focus, emotion settles. Revenge trading is also driven by shame, not loud shame, quiet shame, the feeling that you should know better, that you messed up, that you failed. Shame demands repair. Repair demands action. Action becomes revenge. To overcome revenge trading, shame must be replaced with responsibility. Responsibility says, this happened. What now? Not, I must fix this immediately. Responsibility slows you down. Shame speeds you up. One protects, one destroys. Revenge trading also feeds on ego, not arrogance, identity, the need to prove competence, to prove progress, to prove you belong here. Losses challenge that identity. Revenge trading is the mind trying to defend it. To overcome revenge trading, identity must be anchored in behavior, not outcomes. I follow my process is a stable identity. I win is fragile. Fragile identity seeks defense. Defense leads to revenge. Revenge trading also happens when traders refuse to end a session on a loss. They want emotional closure. They want the day to feel complete. Markets do not provide closure on demand. To overcome revenge trading, you must accept incomplete days. Days that end red, days that end early, days that feel unsatisfying. Those days build discipline. Revenge trading also fades when traders reduce exposure after a loss, not to punish themselves, to protect themselves. Protection is not weakness. It is professionalism. Revenge trading thrives when traders see stopping as failure. It is not stopping is control. Stopping is strength. Stopping preserves tomorrow. To overcome revenge trading, you must create a rule that has nothing to do with charts. If emotion spikes, trading stops. No negotiation. No exception. Emotion cannot be reasoned with in the moment. It must be respected. Revenge trading also fades when you learn to feel loss without acting. Sit with it. Let it pass. Feelings peak and fall. If you don't fuel them, trading fuels them. Stillness dissolves them. This is not easy at first, but it is learnable. And once learned, it changes everything. Revenge trading cannot survive in a calm mind. It needs agitation. It needs urgency. It needs resistance. Acceptance removes all three. Disciplined traders recover from losses in a very different way. They do not rush to replace the loss. They do not try to erase it. They allow it to exist. That allowance is what protects them. After a loss, their first goal is not profit. It is emotional neutrality. They ask one quiet question: am I calm enough to make another decision? If the answer is no, the session is over. Not because they are weak, but because they are aware. Awareness is strength here. Revenge trading disappears when recovery is separated from trading. Trading is not recovery. Trading is exposure. Recovery happens away from the screen, through movement, through reflection, through stepping back. Trying to recover emotionally by trading is like trying to heal a wound by reopening it. It delays healing. Disciplined traders accept that emotional closure does not come from the market. The market does not apologize. It does not explain. It does not comfort. Closure must come from within, from acceptance, from perspective, from time. Once this is understood, revenge trading loses its purpose. There is nothing left to chase, nothing left to prove. Disciplined traders also build pause rituals, not complex routines, simple actions: standing up, walking away, drinking water, writing one sentence: I am done for now. These small actions create separation. Separation breaks emotional momentum. Momentum is what revenge trading feeds on. Without momentum, it starves. Revenge trading also fades when traders stop narrating losses. Stop telling stories about what should have happened. Stop replaying alternate outcomes. Stories keep emotion alive. Silence lets it fade. Disciplined traders limit post-loss thinking. They don't suppress it. They contain it. Containment prevents spillover into the next decision. Revenge trading thrives on spillover. Containment kills it. Disciplined traders also redefine what a good day is. A good day is not a green day. A good day is a disciplined day. A day where rules were followed. A day where emotions were respected. A day where stopping happened on time. When this definition changes, revenge trading has nowhere to live, because revenge trading only exists when losses feel unacceptable. When losses are accepted as part of the process, urgency fades. Disciplined traders also forgive themselves quickly, not carelessly, responsibly. They say, this is part of the job. Self-forgiveness prevents shame. Shame is the fuel of revenge trading. Without shame, there is no need to prove anything. Disciplined traders also avoid the screen after losses. Not forever, just long enough. Enough time for the nervous system to calm. Calm restores choice. Choice restores discipline. Revenge trading thrives when choice disappears. Disciplined traders protect choice fiercely. They know that one emotional decision can undo weeks of good behavior. That knowledge creates respect. Respect slows them down. Revenge trading also fades when traders accept that progress is uneven. Some days go well, some days don't. Both are normal. When you stop demanding smooth progress, you stop fighting reality. And when you stop fighting reality, you stop seeking revenge against it. Disciplined traders do not argue with the market. They listen. When the market says not today, they step aside. They don't push back. They don't demand fairness. They don't retaliate. They conserve energy for tomorrow. Revenge trading is resistance. Acceptance is release. Release restores clarity. Clarity restores patience. Patience replaces revenge. Over time, restraint becomes the new habit. Not forced restraint, natural restraint. The urge still appears sometimes, but it no longer controls behavior. It is noticed, acknowledged, allowed to pass. This is mastery, not perfection. Mastery. Revenge trading ends not because you eliminate emotion, but because you stop obeying it. You feel the loss, you feel the frustration, but you do not act from it. That separation is the skill. And once learned, it protects you for life. This is how revenge trading is overcome quietly, consistently, through respect for emotion and discipline for behavior. And when revenge no longer drives decisions, trading becomes calmer, safer, sustainable, a place where patience is rewarded and survival becomes certainty. That is the real victory. Not getting it back today, but being able to come back tomorrow with clarity intact. When revenge trading truly fades, the shift is subtle but powerful. You stop feeling the need to respond to the market emotionally. Losses no longer feel like challenges. They feel like information, neutral, impersonal. You stop asking, how do I fix this? And start asking, what does this tell me about my state right now? That question protects you because the moment you see a loss as feedback instead of injury, the urge to retaliate disappears. You also notice something else. Your body relaxes faster after losses. The tightness fades sooner. The urge to act weakens quicker. This is not because you became numb. It's because you became experienced with letting emotions pass. Emotions want movement. They want expression. If you give them action, they grow. If you give them space, they dissolve. Revenge trading thrives on immediate response. Calm traders give emotions time instead. Time is the antidote. You also begin to trust your ability to walk away. This trust is critical. Many traders fear stopping because they don't trust themselves to return disciplined. They believe if they stop, they'll lose momentum. But momentum driven by emotion is dangerous. The real momentum is consistency over time. Walking away protects that. As revenge trading fades, you also stop attaching meaning to single outcomes. You stop narrating stories like, this always happens to me. I can't catch a break. I was right but unlucky. Those stories keep wounds open. Calm traders don't tell stories. They record facts. They accept outcomes. They move on. You also begin to respect emotional signals more. Frustration no longer feels like motivation. It feels like a warning. Urgency no longer feels exciting. It feels like danger. These signals guide behavior. They don't control it. That distinction matters. Revenge trading also disappears when you stop needing to feel even. The desire to get back to break even is one of the strongest emotional traps. It keeps you trading for the wrong reason. Break even is a number. It has no meaning beyond accounting. Your behavior matters more than your balance at any moment. Once this is understood emotionally, not just logically, revenge trading loses its pull. You also begin to see how much damage revenge trading caused in the past, not just financially, mentally, emotionally. You see how it turned small setbacks into spirals, how it drained confidence, how it distorted judgment. Seeing this clearly reinforces restraint. You don't want to return there. Revenge trading fades further when you build pride around discipline, not pride in winning, pride in stopping, in protecting capital, in ending sessions early when needed. This pride replaces the ego that once demanded revenge. It feels cleaner, stronger, more sustainable. You also start to enjoy trading more, not because you win more, but because the emotional burden is lighter. Trading stops feeling like a fight. It becomes a process, a routine, a practice, one you can engage with calmly. This calm allows patience to grow. Patience allows selectivity. Selectivity improves quality. Quality protects capital. Capital protection creates longevity. Longevity is what turns effort into results. Revenge trading cannot exist in a long-term mindset. It needs urgency. It needs now. It needs emotional payoff. When you think in terms of weeks and months instead of minutes, revenge loses relevance. You realize something important. No single trade matters enough to justify emotional damage. Not today. Not ever. This realization is freedom. Freedom from the need to prove, freedom from the need to fight, freedom from the need to respond emotionally. And with that freedom, discipline becomes natural, effortless. You don't have to remind yourself not to revenge trade. You simply don't want to because you see the cost clearly, and clarity is the strongest deterrent. This is how revenge trading truly ends. Not with rules, not with force, but with understanding, with patience, with respect for emotion and discipline for behavior. Once that balance is found, trading becomes sustainable. And sustainability is what allows skill to compound. Calm replaces conflict. Acceptance replaces urgency. And restraint replaces revenge. That is the final shift. Not reacting to the market, but responding to yourself. And once you master that, the market no longer has the power to pull you off balance. You stay centered, you stay disciplined, you stay in the game. And staying in the game long enough is how everything finally comes together. At this point, something settles inside you. You no longer feel the market is something to fight. It is simply something to observe, participate in, step away from. The shift is quiet, but it changes everything. You stop reacting to pain. You stop needing justice. You stop believing the market owes you correction for discomfort. Losses happen. They end. They stay in the past. You don't drag them forward. This is the moment revenge trading truly loses its power, because revenge trading only exists when the past is allowed to invade the present. Calm traders keep the present clean. They protect it. They treat each moment as new, uncontaminated. That cleanliness is discipline. You also begin to understand that revenge trading was never about money. It was about control, the illusion of taking power back. But real power here is restraint. Restraint says, I choose when to engage. I choose when to stop. I choose not to act from emotion. That choice is authority, authority over yourself. And self-authority is the highest form of control in trading. You also stop fearing bad days. Bad days no longer threaten your identity. They no longer shake your confidence. They are simply part of the landscape. Confidence becomes quieter, more stable, less dependent on outcomes. That stability keeps you grounded when conditions are difficult. Revenge trading thrives in instability. It cannot survive in grounded behavior. You also begin to notice that your patience grows, not forced patience, natural patience. You don't feel rushed anymore. You don't feel late. You trust that opportunity will return because it always does. But capital only returns if protected, and revenge trading never protects. It only consumes. You also stop trying to end days on a certain feeling. You accept that some days feel uncomfortable, unfinished, unsatisfying. Those days are not failures. They are training. Training in restraint, training in emotional maturity, training in long-term thinking. These skills compound more than any single trade ever could. You also realize something important. The traders who last are not the most aggressive. They are not the most confident. They are not the most active. They are the most emotionally disciplined. They know when to stop. They know when to wait. They know when to walk away without explanation. Revenge trading fades completely when you build respect for yourself, respect for your mental state, respect for your limits, respect for the process. You no longer betray yourself by trading while compromised. You protect yourself. Protection is professionalism, and professionalism is what the market rewards over time. In the end, overcoming revenge trading is not about eliminating emotion. It is about not letting emotion decide. You feel frustration, you feel disappointment, you feel the urge to respond, but you don't obey it. You pause, you breathe, you step away, and that pause is where mastery lives. That pause separates traders who survive from those who spiral. That pause keeps accounts intact. That pause keeps confidence stable. That pause keeps you in the game. Revenge trading ends when you stop trying to win today at the expense of tomorrow. When you choose longevity over ego, when you choose restraint over reaction, when you choose discipline over emotional relief, And once you make that choice consistently, revenge has nowhere to go. It fades quietly, permanently. Trading becomes calmer, clearer, sustainable, a place where patience is rewarded, where behavior compounds, where time finally works for you, not against you. This is the real end of revenge trading. Not a rule, not a trick, but a mindset shift. One that stays with you long after the urge is gone. And once it's gone, you realize something. You were never fighting the market. You were learning to master yourself. And that is the only victory that truly lasts. With time, the urge that once felt overwhelming becomes familiar, not powerful, just familiar. You notice it arrive. You recognize its tone. You know what it wants. And because you know it, you no longer fear it. Fear was what gave it strength. Understanding takes that strength away. You begin to see revenge trading as a signal, not a failure. A signal that emotion is asking for attention, not action, attention. That distinction changes everything. Instead of reacting, you listen. What am I actually feeling right now? Often it's disappointment. Sometimes it's fatigue. Sometimes it's expectation. None of these require a trade. They require acknowledgement. Once acknowledged, they soften. And when they soften, discipline returns naturally. You also learn to forgive faster, not in a careless way, in a responsible way. You stop punishing yourself with more exposure. You stop demanding immediate redemption. You accept that mistakes happen. Acceptance closes the door that revenge trading needs to enter. You also stop replaying. You stop running the tape. You stop arguing with what already happened. The past stays where it belongs, behind you. That alone protects more capital than most strategies ever will. You notice that your confidence changes shape. It becomes quieter, less dramatic, more reliable. You don't feel invincible after wins. You don't feel broken after losses. You feel steady. Steadiness is the environment where discipline thrives. Revenge trading cannot survive in steadiness. It needs chaos. You also stop measuring yourself by daily outcomes. You measure yourself by how well you responded to difficulty. Did I stop when emotion rose? Did I protect my state? Did I choose restraint? Those answers matter more than profit, because profit follows behavior over time, not emotion in the moment. You begin to respect the power of walking away. Walking away no longer feels like surrender. It feels like control. It feels like maturity. It feels like professionalism. That feeling replaces the false power of revenge. You no longer need to prove anything to the market. The market does not care. And once you accept that, freedom appears. Freedom from urgency, freedom from emotional debt, freedom from the need to respond. You trade less, but you trade better. You wait more, but you miss less that matters. You stop seeing every loss as a problem. You see it as part of the landscape, unavoidable, manageable, temporary. This mindset removes pressure. Pressure was what made revenge trading feel necessary. Without pressure, restraint is easy. You also realize something quietly powerful. The traders who last are not those who avoid losses. They are the ones who avoid damage after losses. That is the real skill. And that skill is emotional, not technical. Once you master it, you stop fearing losing days. You stop fearing being wrong. You stop fearing discomfort, because you know discomfort will not control your behavior anymore. That knowledge is confidence, not loud confidence, calm confidence, the kind that stays. Revenge trading ends when you stop trying to control outcomes and start controlling responses. Outcomes are temporary. Responses compound. This is the shift that changes everything. And once it happens, trading no longer feels like a battlefield. It feels like a long-term practice, one where patience is rewarded, where restraint is respected, where discipline is the edge. This is how revenge trading truly ends, not by eliminating emotion, but by mastering response. And once response is mastered, the market can no longer pull you off balance. You stay centered, you stay disciplined, you stay present. And presence is what allows you to survive long enough for consistency to finally emerge. That is the journey, and that is the quiet victory most traders never reach. But once you do, you never trade the same way again.